Rough draft research.
Hey, everybody.
Like it real rough.
Hey, welcome to Rough Draft Research. You know the spiel. We're going to continue with the round of 64 tournament here with the right side of the bracket. So we're just going to jump on into it. We're going to put out a lot of content this week, maybe, if I get around to it. But we're all going to do it. So if you notice us in the same shit...
Oh, yeah. Should have brought a different shirt. I got something.
You got something?
I don't.
But you can put on the Galladay jersey, baby.
Yeah,
no, I'm okay.
All right.
Anyway, so I say let's just get on into it, boys, with the West region here.
West, y'all.
So we're going to start with Devonta Smith, Alabama receiver, and Larry Rountree, Missouri running back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that it's a pretty clear winner on this one.
Larry Rountree.
Larry Rountree, dude.
Moving on.
I mean, if you look at the size and the weight, no, I'm just joking.
No, yeah,
He's awesome, man. I think he is great. I didn't mind that 4.62. I will say that my 40 times are coming from erroneous sources. So hopefully some of this is in the ballpark, but it's by no way standardized this year. So
yeah, and so I've just been doing the safe thing that they're talking about and adding the 0.05. So if you add that to the 4.62, now he's at 4.71. So that's a lot worse. But he looks faster than that on tape still. Like I don't know. He did score super low in that burst score I always like to bring up, which is not great.
Yep.
But yeah, I still like him too, but I mean, it's Devonta Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I talked about Larry back in the day. I do think he has great decision making. He can hit the hole and he can think on his feet. Good vision, just slick. Fucking only had 5 fumbles and 750 carries. So he did a lot of good work in the SEC with some questionable quarterback play. Mm-hmm. So. I don't think he's going to get like a major opportunity, but if this is one of those guys who slips in behind someone who gets injured, he could have a year.
Yeah,
he could make a name for himself.
He's definitely a stash kind of guy, either late third round or like in the third round or even after the draft. Like grab him, just let him sit there. Who knows?
Yeah, but I think he could do like in Philadelphia what they hope Jordan Howard's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like he would be a much bigger upgrade in that situation.
No, I 100% agree. But it's just, he's up against the Heisman Trophy winner. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, man. I mean.
So I'm just going to start typing that. I think we're all in agreement here.
Yeah. I mean, it was never a thing. When's a 1 ever beat a 16?
I was into it until I saw the burst score, So.
Dude, the burst
score.
But anyway.
They're going to come after us about using that burst score so much.
I don't use it at all.
I use it often.
I listen to other pods and they talk about it, but those are also like sanctioned.
Well, we'll just get sanctioned then.
All good.
Anyway, let's move on.
Sorry.
We're going to move.
Second match.
Keep it moving with Elijah Mitchell and Tyler Vaughn. So we'll kind of go over the pro day that he went into, but I'm just going to kick it over to you guys. The 8 seed versus the 9 seed. Tyler Vaughn, USC receiver. Elijah Mitchell, Louisiana Lafayette running back. To you, boys.
I'll take that because Mitchell was one of my boys, and he co-rushed it at his pro day. Even adding the 0.05, he still ran a 4.4 flat. Came in at 218 pounds. Had the 88th percentile in that burst score, so I love that shit. He just looks really good, man. Like he's one of these guys that his only weakness is the quality opponents that he was playing against. And he had the numbers, but he just proved the physical side of it at his pro day.
Exactly.
So he is definitely a late round guy that you should stash. Maybe even a second round guy, late second round, if you can get him there.
Yep.
I think you should stash him. Vaughns, 4.740, didn't really impress anywhere else. He'll get lost to me in the receiver game. This one was super easy to me. I don't know about you.
No, it's very easy, especially after seeing what Elijah Mitchell did at his pro day. I mean, you see it on the film, and like you're saying, you're like, what's going on for real, though? And he's like, oh, in case you're wondering about me, yeah, I am as good as the rest of these guys. You just didn't know it until right now.
Yeah.
But it shows on the film, and it shows, you can't take it from him at this point. So I mean, personally, he's one of those guys where if he gets the right landing spot, I don't see him coming out of the second round of a rookie.
That's fair.
Draft. So.
Very sad for me, but good for him.
Yeah. We don't have to talk about that too much. I know you fellas are third round dreamers, but you'll get good.
Oh yeah,
good activity.
Well, I'm trying to get in the second round anyway. I got some plans going.
Okay, well, good.
Oh,
good for you guys.
Speaking of which, so
proud of you,
Mike Williams. Never mind.
Whatever,
we'll talk after.
We'll have a conversation about all the trading and jockeying for draft position.
So
we should do a live trading episode where we all just try to get trades going.
Where you just try to get my second round picks.
Yeah.
Forget you guys.
It's a four drink minimum.
Yeah. But on Vaughns, I wanted to say he does have some amazing catches and he tracks the ball very well. He does have good agility in space, and he has good stuff in the return game. Good stop and make some nice cuts. So he has like moves, but he doesn't have agility. It's kind of weird, but yeah, he loses.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. So I guess we can. If you see an Elijah in the draft, you just smash it. I think that's where we're at right now.
All Elijahs.
All Elijahs.
Give us more Elijahs.
All right. Well, we are to a disagreement here.
Actually, I changed my mind.
Okay.
I changed my mind this week.
Well, as you should have. Because we got Rhamondre Stevenson, the 12th seed out of Oklahoma, running back against weighing in at 155 pounds, Tutu Atwell from Louisville. So I'm going to kick it over to you guys. And what do you got to say?
Well, since I changed, I'll take this one too.
Yeah.
And I'll let you start on the next one. I'm still not a Stevenson fan, but weighing in at 155, like, come on. Like, it's just, I needed him to be like 175, and then he's still like a boomer bust guy. And he's 20 pounds less than that.
Yeah.
Like
he was scheduled, or like all throughout the year, he was 165. And we're like, hey, maybe he'll put on 10 pounds. Instead, he
lost it. Yeah,
literally in the 0 percentile. He didn't even make it to the 1.
Yeah, and so
now he set the new low, right?
I'm still not a fan of Stevenson, but I mean, he ran a 4.63. He's still not getting me excited, but he can play a more consistent role than Atwell ever could now. Like, if Atwell had a little bit of size, he could have been exciting. I talked about it on our wide receiver episode, but now I'm all the way out. I don't need that in my life at all.
Yeah. For Tutu, like you said, I mean, you hit it all. And I want to say that he didn't really have smooth catches. I watched a lot of his film where he kind of loses speed at the catch point instead of catching in transition. And, to put that on top of everything else we're talking about, and you might as well just, say goodbye.
Yeah.
And, good luck in the NFL. I guess it could happen.
I mean, he'll get drafted, but I just don't think he's not a fantasy option.
No.
He might even be some kind of spark role for a team, but he's not going to be consistent enough to do it on a fantasy team. Like, maybe every 8th game he comes in and catches some wild pass.
Yeah.
But you don't want that on your fantasy team. Like, maybe on your football team, but
he might be a good return guy, but like you're saying, he's going to have to come out of a rifled barrel. He's not going to make anything happen on his own.
All right, I think we're all in agreement. Something he could do is he'd be so small on the field. That tight end move where they like fall and they crawl between the linebackers and pop up. Maybe that would just be him all the time.
Yeah, or he can run out of bounds and like the ref blinks and they don't see him because he's so small.
Oh yeah, and be like, "What's the towel? Why is the towel boy on the field?"
How did that guy end up in the end zone? Oh, he jumped out of the bleachers and no one saw him.
Also, just kidding. Tutu, please don't come after me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm bigger than you, this. Anyway.
Well, that should be a damning statement right there. Because you're a tiny person.
I could probably go 6th round the NFL draft. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, my God.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway.
That just happened. Yeah, I mean, he had his vertical was 33. Like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, that was on the wide receiver episode. The whole thing was like his athletic gifts. and then he didn't
And it was
have
just like
them.
it was like that's
So it's
pretty.
It's like,
Some stocking stuffers.
well, never mind.
Thought you were gonna run a 4.140.
Yeah.
I've been telling people about you. Well,
All right. Well, I guess let's keep on trucking through this, and we're gonna go with the 4 seed Kenneth Gainwell, running back Memphis, and Isaiah McKoy, wide receiver Kent State. Another guy that I was really high on until Pro Day happened. But who knows? We'll keep going through this. Kick it over to you guys. What do you have to say?
oh, I just think that Gainwell wins this one. I think he's done a lot of the things that people wanted to see him do. Put on a little weight, maintain the speed. To me, he's not as exciting as he was when the anticipation was there. Mm-hmm. It's funny how a guy delivered what you wanted him to, and then you're like, okay, cool, like that's good.
Tight. Yeah.
But I think people are sleeping on him right now. But he wins this matchup, hands down. I do like
close.
McKoy. I have him as a sub 4.5, but it might have got bumped up on the adjustments. But his 2019 was pretty solid: 56 catches, 872 yards, and 8 touchdowns. So he can produce consistently. He's kind of like a classic style, aggressive, good football player. A lot of confidence on the field, and I just loved watching it. But you got to worry about, you show up at Kent State and you're hot shit. But
Yeah.
does that really gonna?
Is it going to translate?
Yeah. But he was good at the goal line, good contested catches, and he is quick and has great footwork. But he's, like I said, small fish in a big pond. So
Oh, yeah.
big fish in a small pond.
Yeah. And Gainwell is definitely like a top tier, second tier running back in this draft. And McKoy, like, he went over 800 yards once in his career,
Yep.
but he did look good that last time. But it's like, you want the numbers and you want the consistency, and that's Gainwell. And he put on, like you said, he talked about he did what you wanted, and it was still kind of blah. But he did put on 10 pounds, which I wanted, and
Yeah.
he still ran a late 4.4.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, yeah,
Well, I'm saying,
good
like,
with
he
that.
delivered. Like,
Yeah.
he was like, this is what you need me to do? Done.
Yeah.
And people are like, thank you.
Yeah, we're just kind of like,
shake
oh,
your
cool,
hand
thanks, and then move on. But yeah, it's Gainwell all day long, for sure.
Boom. Type it on in. We got Kenneth Gainwell. That rounds out the top half of the bracket of the West region. So let's move on to the 6th seed and 11th seed. We got Josh Imatorbhebhe and Kenny Yeboah, tight end Ole Miss. Josh Imatorbhebhe, wide receiver Illinois. Let's kick it on to who wants to take this one?
I can take it.
Take it.
So burst score, here we go again
Holy-
with that.
holy
but
shit.
this is more of a running back stat for me. I don't care as much about it for wide receivers because they have a much more diverse way of getting the ball, in my opinion. So the burst score matters a lot for running backs. But also, that being said, Imatorbhebhe scored within the 100th percentile in burst score. He's just a freak athlete. It's insane to me. And I like Kenny Yeboah. I like him as a consistent tight end. But I don't know. I'll take the wow factor in the round of 64 of Imatorbhebhe. Like, he's an athletic freak. Weighed in 6'1", or measured in 6'1", weighed in 218, ran a 4.5, and then was in that burst score range. He's just one of those guys. Yeah, take a wild chance on him. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't have too much more to add. Obviously, I'm going with you on this. Imatorbhebhe. He was recruited to USC, didn't get a lot of work, and then went to Illinois. In his first year in the Big Ten, he put up 19.2 yards per reception and 9 touchdowns. So, I mean,
Look at that guy.
he only all he did was like set a new record for vertical jump. Like, no
that's
big deal.
it. That's fine.
You don't see a lot of broad jumps over 11 feet. Like you don't.
Dude, also, did you see what his catch radius was?
Yeah. I mean, what do you want me to say about this guy?
Oh.
He's ready. He's willing. He's gonna go off. It's gonna be amazing. I'm excited.
So anything nice to say about Kenny Yeboah? Or
Yeah, I really like Kenny. I like him in the red zone a lot. Like I said, a good ball tracking, good jump ball, but he's a little kind of small.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I really like him, but he's kind of losing traction to the rest of the tight end class.
And it's and with me personally, like I always do the positional value thing, and tight ends sometimes went out for me, but not when it's somebody that has this athleticism, you know, like just and if it's Kyle Pitts or even maybe Pat Firemouth, like then maybe I'm on the fence about it, but like right now it's like, okay, yeah, he'll be a consistent guy for you and that's fine. But Imatorbhebhe is just take a chance.
The ceiling's like he's ready to jump through it. Apparently, so
the floor is pretty low too. He's a boomer bust guy because there's been a lot of freak athletes show up in the league and not done anything. But
never heard of any of them.
Take a chance.
Take a chance. All right. Well, I got him in there. Imatorbhebhe wins that. I think we're all in agreement there.
Yep.
So moving on, the 3-seed Terrace Marshall Jr., LSU receiver, and Dax Milne, the 14 wide receiver BYU. Both had their pro days. I'm gonna slide it over to you guys. Let's talk about them.
All right, wide receiver expert, what you got?
Guru.
Now, I thought he played well in 2020. I think he really benefited from Zach Wilson being
That's
on that
Milne,
team.
right? Dax?
Oh, is it Midline?
Yeah.
It's not Milne?
No, it's Milne.
Is it Milne? Okay.
Yeah, Milne. Did I say Milne?
No. I did. You didn't say anything. You said I thought he
okay.
played well.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was making sure I was on track with the right person.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is Milne.
Okay.
Sorry.
Should we?
No, you're good.
Can we redo that?
We're perfect.
No, you just keep going. It's fine.
Okay.
Man.
Cool.
I mean, I was actually just about to say that he's obviously a wide receiver 1 because I thought AJ was going to say his name wrong. And when he said Milne, I was like, wow, shit. Like, this guy must be.
Shit, he
Yeah,
did it
little
right.
backstory.
level.
I can only pronounce names correctly if they're projected to be a wide receiver 1. So sorry, Josh Imatorbhebhe.
But I like his catching skills. I like his active play style. And he has the kind of execution that's not giving away a run play. You know what I mean? Like he runs hard even if he's a decoy. You know what I mean? So I really like his character. You can kind of see his heart on the field. But yeah, what he had 12 games, 70 catches, 1,188 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Like that's amazing. And I like that he got a little bit of rushing work, 11 touches for 67 yards. So I think that he's going to be one of those guys that you kind of look back and you're like, well, we missed out on him. But
I think he's a late round stash. I've said that a few times now, but obviously we're talking about good guys that should be good.
For sure.
But I'm with you. He exploded with Zach Wilson. And maybe it's just because Zach Wilson is that good, but I don't think that's all that it is. So if he goes to a place with a good quarterback, then I'm pretty interested in him as a late round target.
yeah,
But I mean, Terrace Marshall is like a top 6 wide receiver.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
I mean, you guys want to touch on him a little bit just because he had his pro day?
Sure, man.
Yeah.
I got you right here, buddy.
Because it was pretty.
Yeah, he's nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, while he's pulling that up, I got a stat. He had 25 catches on 41 contested targets in the past 2 years.
Yikes.
So over half of that he's catching. He's just solid all the way around and could end up being like maybe a true number 1, you know? And so putting him up against Milne is like, it's just kind of disservice to him, but that's how it works in these tournaments, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of that, especially in the next round. Where
Yeah,
it's like,
the next round's worse.
dang.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, all right, I've got just the PFF summary, so it's not fine-tuned or validated, but he had a 4.38 at 6'3", 205.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that vertical is at the 87th percentile at 39 inches, and the broad jump is 10 foot 5 inches, which is good enough to party. So you're looking at like mostly top third on the metrics, and it's consistent. So I like that. And then the speed is awesome.
Somebody else. I'm getting ready for that.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm listening.
No, you're good.
I think it's fair to say old Terrace Marshall Jr. won that guy.
Oh, for
That
sure.
one.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't even close.
He's not making it past the 2.01.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So sure.
Perfect.
I'll
Well,
let you know, a little peek behind the curtain. I did this bracket and did it all without researching, unless I didn't know a guy. And Terrace versus Milne was definitely, or
Milne.
Jesus, was definitely one I already sent Marshall in and then did research to talk
man.
about him.
Is he
Like,
possibly a wide receiver one? He keeps butchering that name.
Dude,
that's not my issue though. I'm normally really right, you know, like
yeah.
Etienne.
I'm not.
let me just say something crazy to you. But what if Milne slips to the 5th round and the Jets pick him up? Like what happens if him and Zach Wilson just keep playing football together? There's so much opportunity in that offense.
That would intrigue me much more.
Oh,
like I definitely
man.
want him at the top of the 3rd instead of the bottom. But
You know, I did a strategy like that once, and
Like-
it blew up in my face. Drafted James Washington and Mason Rudolph, thinking it'd be a match made in heaven.
well, that was your problem, the Mason Rudolph
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
James Washington is tight.
You got to get out of the
telling
Big 12
me.
if you want to party.
All right, well, moving on. We're going to go to the 7 seed and the 10 seed. We got Cornell Powell, wide receiver from Clemson, and Kadarius Toney, wide receiver from Florida. Kick it over to you guys.
Thank you, Florida.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thanks for riding Florida.
So I like Powell a lot. He's kind of everything that you wanted Tutu Atwell to be. Like this, like he's a bigger gadget player that has the athleticism to kind of get it in the next league. He broke 32 tackles on only 80 catches in the past 2 seasons, which is insane to me. That's almost a tackle per catch. He ran a 4.43, super high in that burst, super high in the speed score and the agility score. He's super impressive to me. Powell's all right, you know, like he's about to turn 24, which isn't something I love for a rookie. And then he only
Say
had
that
one
to Kenny Galladay's face.
1 year of great production, and that was with Trevor Lawrence. And so I think it's Toney, even though he's a gadget player, but like that's where I'm at with.
I don't think Tony's a gadget player. But,
Okay, well,
but I do think he wins this one. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about Toney because I got more to say about him later
in the
on
next
in
round,
the bracket.
that's fair.
But what you said about Powell, yeah, no, let's see, first 4 years didn't have more than 122 yards any of those seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. Kind of seems like he fell a little flat. I do agree that the build is more of a running back and that there's a lot of potential and that he is a good football player. He just wasn't good enough to beat out competition and Clemson. Like, I mean, that's,
yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do? So, I mean, he's maybe someone will give him that, you know, that Hunter Renfrow tip of the cap.
There you go.
So, because once Renfrow got out of there, he just took over the slot. No,
Yeah.
but no, I don't have anything to say about him. I think if he was going to be a baller, that playing on that offense would have been a great opportunity.
Oh,
And it didn't really pop until the 5th year.
Yep, I think I'm in agreement too. I think Toney is the guy. He wins here. Just too much upside. But I mean, depending on where Cornell Powell goes, that is already a post-draft pickup I'm already looking at. I really like the guy.
Yeah, too
He's
bad.
really shining the Senior Bowl too. So
It'd be great if every team needed a slot receiver because this draft has 32 of them.
Yeah.
yeah,
It is such a weird draft for receivers. They're all like sub 200. It's insane.
Not all of them.
Well, not all of them, but like
Just
most
the ones
of
I'm
them.
not drafting.
I mean, in some cases, there's some sub, 155. So, Tutu
His hair
Atwell's
was
gonna
wet
just,
when
like-
he weighed in. You got rolls of nickels in your pocket, Tutu.
So cool, man. Oh, let's round out the West region here with some running backs. Javonte Williams with that 2 seed out of North Carolina, and Chris Evans, running back, Michigan.
I can do this one, man.
Oh,
I think I love Chris Evans, dude.
Captain America, baby.
All about him. I don't know what the profiler 40 time was for him, but it's right at 4.5, I imagine. And I thought it was good to see some straight line speed from Chris Evans because everything I saw from number 12 was zigzag, just juking and just outrunning guys. His 3-cone was a 10th faster than Rondell and Elijah Moore. He's got stop, start, hop, flips, back kicks, great footwork, man. He can outrun guys. I loved watching him play. He loses to Javonte Williams here.
Yeah.
So I hope that the lack of production means it's fresh and not unproven in the eyes of the NFL because I think Chris Evans could really do some pretty good stuff. He's 5'11", 211, 5'11", 211, 5'11", 211.
He's got great hair. Looking at her.
Oh, dude, that hair, yeah.
Uh-oh.
And glasses.
Squeak.
Yeah, bring
man.
that up for sure.
We want to talk. We want to.
Yeah.
My thing is,
Put him in the freshman Facebook.
he had 16 rushing attempts last year
Yeah.
in 6 games.
Right.
And he had 81 in 10 games the year before that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't
Like-
think that Michigan is known for misusing their players? In my
I mean, that
opinion.
is fair, but I don't know. Like, hopefully you're right. I have seen on the tape, like, kind of what you're talking about, but I'm just like, I don't know. The production's not there.
Yeah,
It's
he only
easy-
has like 5 times as much work as Antonio Gibson did in college. No big deal.
Oh,
Fair enough.
Snap City. Shit.
Well,
all right, boys. Okay,
Fair
boys.
enough.
I'd
But,
say-
I mean, Javonte Williams wins, and that's
Oh yeah. For
oh
sure.
shoot, I forgot the bracket.
I just really I did.
My B.
I do like Chris Evans, but it was one of those quality, not quantity type
Yeah.
of things.
That's
He's
fair.
squirrely, man.
He's good size for it, for sure. But,
All right.
I just
And
got
that burst
excited.
score is crazy.
What is it?
94th percentile.
The
Damn.
burst
so-
score, dude. That's all I care about.
All I hear is you erasing Javonte Williams.
Oh, yeah,
man.
dude. Fuck Javonte
Right.
Williams. Chris Evans to the Final Four. Let's go.
if
Rocket
anyone
ship,
in,
dude.
if
Bye.
anybody in our league's watching, I don't think Javonte Williams is gonna be that
Yeah,
great.
he's going to suck. Let him
Yeah.
drop
Really suck.
to
Let
the
him
third
go.
round.
Yeah,
Probably.
perfect. 3-7. Let's go. Well, all right, guys. Let's go to the last half of the bracket, the South region, to round it all out. We're starting with the number 1 seed, Jamar Chase, and Trevon Grimes, wide receiver, Florida. Got a classic SEC battle here. So
Yeah, it's kind of funny because Grimes started out at Ohio State,
Uh-oh.
and pretty much got no run as a 4-star recruit. And then he moved to Florida. So I love big-bodied wide receivers. I think I've made that known.
Very clear.
So at 6'4", 200 pounds, running just over a 4.5, but the 3-cone was under 7 seconds, so he's got moves. And I don't really hate on his production so much because he's sharing the field with Toney and Kyle Pitts. So you gotta do what you're doing.
oh yeah.
But
I also want to say I have him down here as 220 pounds.
Yeah, he is 220.
yeah, what did I pay? What
You
did I
said
say?
200.
He's
Oh
got that-
yeah, 220. It says
Give him those 20 extra pounds.
I'm trying to throw you off the scent,
Yeah.
No,
He's
I-
a stick figure
He's got
out
that
there.
Gandy Golden style.
I'm with you. He's got great size at 6'4", 220.
Yep.
He had 9 touchdowns actually last year.
222.
That's sharing the field with Kyle Pitts. in
Yeah,
the
and that's
red zone,
actually 23% of his targets were touchdowns.
yeah.
Could be.
So I'm with you, but I mean Jamar Chase is just
Dude, yeah, I mean,
stupid. He doesn't even make sense.
yeah.
But no, I do think not to keep repeating myself. Grimes is a guy to look at in the later rounds,
Yeah,
But-
I think that if he gets drafted in the first 5 rounds of the draft, I hate to say this, but like all of these guys, whoever Baltimore takes, it's going to be a really good wide receiver that I'm super excited about that just gets flushed.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's sad. Single tier. Because Devin Duvernay owns that team.
Yeah, okay. Okay, buddy. Moving on here. Let's go on to our boy Amari Rodgers out of
Yeah.
Clemson, the 307 pick in this upcoming fantasy dynasty draft. And Hunter Long, tight end, Boston College. And if you guys want to know a little bit more about Hunter Long, we talked about him in a previous episode.
True.
Anyway,
Wide receiver episode.
Wide
The
receiver.
tight end special there. at
with
the
a
end.
little tight end teaser.
Yeah.
Anyway, kicking over you guys. How do you feel about this 8-9 matchup?
It's Rodgers. I mean, I like Hunter Long. I was the one that brought him up on the episode. He has a very clearly defined ceiling to me, though. Like, best case scenario, you're getting 10 points from him. You know, like weekly 10 points and then occasionally higher when he scores a touchdown. And I think Rodgers just has the potential to be kind of like a steal depending on where he goes. And he just has kind of the skill set. And if he's on the right team, I think he might be able to blow up. So I'm taking that chance over somebody that is going to get me 10 points a week. If you have no tight ends, okay, maybe go Hunter Long. But that's kind of where I was at with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to pick Hunter Long, but, I'm not going to argue. So we're going to definitely advance Amari Rodgers because I really, really like him as a kind of a Swiss Army. I call him a slot back because that's a word that needs to be in existence
Slot back is a good word.
and circulated.
He's kind of got that A.J. Brown build.
Oh, yeah, baby.
He's pretty good.
Dude, let's just stop comparing people to AJ Brown. I'm ready to get my sign out and protest against using him as a comp because it's not a thing in the world. It doesn't exist. But
I said build.
okay, good. Yeah. So just like many construction workers, he's got that AJ Brown build. He's very strong upper body. And a lot of endurance, and I'm jealous of them all. But I like Hunter Long. I think that he does a lot of things well, but I don't see that extra that's going to allow him to stand out at the next level.
Yeah,
So that's that. I mean, I don't have a ton to say about him.
that was it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. And if you need more information, just go hit up that other episode if you want to.
Plug.
Plug. Anyway, moving on. We have another disagreement.
Yes.
Sure enough.
We sure do.
Hardcore.
Tylan Wallace versus Frank Darby. Tylan Wallace, Oklahoma State receiver, and Frank Darby is at Arizona State. Mm-hmm. Sun Devil, eh?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I think let's see. I'm gonna start with Daniel here.
Okay.
Because he's
yeah,
got
start
probably
with
the
me
one
when I
that.
don't want you to.
I mean, I feel like you're the one making the case.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I think and the majority is Tylan Wallace, so you're making the case here.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is not my first time. This is I feel bad for Dayami and Tylan. It's like you guys are great football players, and I love you. But I really like Frank Darby, and I really like Seth Williams. And I'll tell you why. Because if you're looking at what Darby has done, it's crazy, man. I mean, let me just read up on this dude because I love him. I know his yards per catch are, around 20, and the production isn't super high. But what he did on the field is amazing. The way he catches the ball and fights for yardage, I just like him. I don't really have a leg to stand on because I know I'm going to lose this one. So I just want to tell everyone to look at Frank Darby because he put up a 4.29. He's right at 6 foot and he's 200 pounds. And what he does with his length is pretty impressive. You don't see a lot of guys making catches like him at that medium size. They either have the breakaway or the physicality, but he has kind of just a whole combination of awesomeness. And he's smart. I like the way he plays football, but I'm not going to go nuts about it. I want to say that for Tylan, he's awesome, but I thought a lot of his production was at the risk of like the defensive failures.
Okay.
Breakdown. It's the damn Big 12 again, man. So yeah, most of his big plays came from blown coverages, and that's cool. That's good for him.
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen in the NFL. I think what Frank Darby does can happen in the NFL.
I mean, he averaged over 100 yards a game
For
in
sure.
the past 3 Williams. Tylan Wallace. He had the most contested catches out of anybody in the past 3 years. 408 of his 922 yards were from deep, so that's a fair point to what you're saying. But that still leaves 514 yards where he was getting it somewhere else. I don't know, man. Like I like Darby too. He's been over 600 yards one time though.
Yep.
Like I don't know. This didn't seem like much of a contest to me.
That's okay.
I do like Darby though for sure, but I just think you're going into the proven production here with me.
Yep.
And Wallace just has that. And maybe you'll end up being on the right side,
doesn't
but
matter.
who knows?
Yeah. No, he's got good contested catchability. Tylan's good. I just think that he's going to get a lot more physical coverage and a lot better coverage. And if you swap these guys' situation, you might come out with different stats. I think Frank Darby on Oklahoma State could have blown
Put
the
up
lid
the
off some
same
stuff.
numbers.
Yeah, I'm not saying that everything in the Pac-12 is like the strongest defenses in the nation, but they had some good stuff going. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
I don't want to bring this up too often either. The PFF big board though.
Yeah.
Tylan Wallace is 81.
Yep.
Frank Darby is 222.
I know.
So,
I know all that shit. Man.
Oh shit!
but I had to bring these kind of numbers because we disagreed.
No, you're good.
Damn,
Why?
bringing out the big guns right there.
No, I understand that.
What's their
It's not a
GPA, though?
popular opinion, but I do.
Hey man,
think
sometimes those ones end up being right. Like I said, you never know.
You're
But
good.
I just like Wallace. He's got good size and has proven production, physical receiver, and maybe he does get boxed out in the NFL, but
No, it's all
I still
right.
like it.
I just thought Darby had the top and 90th percentile in all of his pro day metrics,
Yeah.
and I think I see that on the field.
So we got
I see it on the field,
Got like a metrics versus production argument going on here.
something like that.
So
I think you definitely got to combine the two for sure.
Yeah, and there's no way to know, but we'll find out.
So-
we'll be talking about this for years to come. When
Yeah.
I got my Darby jersey on the wall, my Seth Williams
so
tattoo.
you're saying, oh my god, oh man. Well, we're at a disagreement here, boys.
No, we're not.
We're not.
No, it's Tylan Wallace.
All right.
Yeah, he's amazing. I can't take anything away from him, but
Just
when
one
I
of those
saw
gut
Frank,
feelings.
Yeah, I just like Frank, man, and I have a I would say unconventional style where I kind of start at the bottom and work my way to the top when I'm looking at prospects because there's a lot more to learn about the people at the bottom. It's kind of your own interpretation
Yeah.
versus hearing everyone's opinion about a guy who's amazing. It kind of makes you find the things that you're hearing and latch on to them and get excited about a guy. But you find it, you dust off a stone you found out on your hike, and it's like it means a lot more to you. I'm just seeing
Yeah.
that diamond in the rough. Son.
No, I like it.
But
And, I mean, there's something to be said if you got a feeling about someone, like you don't want to be wrong. You don't want to psych yourself out. Speaking of people you have a feeling for, this next matchup is my boy, Kylin Hill, Mississippi State. I love this guy. This is the guy I got a feeling for. This is the guy I'm trying to trade up into the draft for. But he's going up against Rakeem Boyd, running back, Arkansas. So I'll kick it over to you guys. See what you got to say about this.
Hill,
Yeah, it's Hill.
Duh.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's got that burst score that I like. Boyd didn't have a good pro day either.
No.
So even if I was not high on Hill, I mean, Boyd had a 4.75 40. He's got a decent size and okay production, but I mean, just the raw skill set of Hill. He needs to be polished, but he has all those like intangibles that you want. And so I thought this one was really easy.
Yeah, just watching Boyd play, he doesn't have a second gear or explosiveness. He just, I don't know. it just wasn't that great.
Yeah.
He's
He's just not very
Yeah,
good.
not much. I don't think not much
He
to
did.
talk about.
He's way better than me, but he's not very good.
Yeah.
Also.
He did have 20 catches per 12 game average, so that's not nothing, but it's pretty close. It's more than
Pretty comfortable to move on.
Oh, yeah.
On this one, Kylin
Yeah.
Hill takes it. I mean, he's the one who I picked to go all the way, so I'm really excited to see how this pans out.
Well,
Up next, we got 2 running backs. We got Brenden Knox from Marshall coming in on that 11 seed, and Chuba Hubbard, Oklahoma State. And I know one of you guys is a big fan of Chuba, so I'll kick it over to you, Christian.
is that Dan? Are you a big fan of Chip?
I
No,
like
it's
him.
me. Everyone should know that by now. If you've watched any of these episodes, I feel like I find a way to bring him up on every single episode. So honestly, this one's easy to me. Chuba Hubbard has, again, it's kind of like the last one, where he has that raw athleticism and that raw talent to be like maybe next tier great. But so I'm actually going to talk about Knox, because Knox did have an impressive 2019, 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns. He would have broken 1,000 yards again in 2020 if they had a full season. And he also had 550 yards after contact. So I do like Knox, again, as kind of like a late round or after draft look. But I mean, Chuba Hubbard had 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns in a season and then just had a really bad year. There's not much more I can say about that. Like, he's a second round possible steal unless you believe that 2020 is what he really is. And I don't. I think he might even be somewhere, even if he's somewhere in the middle of his 2020 season and 2019 season, that's still a guy I want on my roster.
For sure. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's Herbert, but Hubbard. Gunmother's cupboard. I do like Knox, though.
Yeah.
Like you said, so he had 1 fumble and 550 carries.
Yeah.
And he was the Conference USA MVP in 2019. So,
Who can say that?
yeah. And
Captain
over
America.
a 3-year over a 3-year career, he averaged 19 touches per game. So that's consistent workload. And I thought it was really impressive. But what I saw on that film was a really, really good offensive line as well.
Yeah.
It was that O line was next level. So, but yeah, he loses. He's slow, but
True.
Slow.
he's all right. He's got. I mean, he's a good football player, but Conference USA.
Yep. Well, there we go. I think Chuba takes that one. Another Cowboy on to the next round. So let's go into the next matchup. Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver, USC, and Tommy Treble, Notre Dame. Tremble. I really wanted that to work. Anyway, moving on to those guys. Let's go. What you all got to say? about that?
I feel bad because St. Brown is a guy that has just been tumbling down for me. I still pick him here because I feel like Tremble is a predominantly great blocking tight end. So as far as fantasy, like, I don't know. I think he can be a great player in the NFL. Like, I mean, look at Mercedes Lewis. He just signed on for his 16th year, and he's a blocking tight end. So I think he could have a great career. But as far as fantasy goes, I don't think he has much to offer you. So St. Brown wins here, but it has to be said, like, his pro day was disappointing, and I think he was one of those guys that really needed to show out at his pro day, and it kind of just didn't happen for him. So he's going to end up being like a 3 in an offense, maybe a 2 on a weak offense. And so I'm not super excited about St. Brown, but I definitely think he beats Tremble here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. You say that St. Brown is tumbling for you, and for me, I'm like catching him at the where he's always been for me. I never really was super into him, but That being said, he has to beat Tommy T.
Yeah.
That's the easy way to say his name. But
Making a note right now.
you got it. No, he's great. I really like him. It's funny, this whole tight end class is like kind of smaller guys that just find open spots on the field and camp out, and then they catch the balls, and then they are pretty quick and they run up field, and it's pretty awesome. But in addition to that, his blocking is pretty stellar.
Yep.
So I think if they can put him on a good team, he'll be all right. I don't think he's going to be amazing, but
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, yeah, and so he definitely has a role to play, but he only had 28 targets last year
right?
in 10 games.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, okay, so what are we getting out of this guy fantasy-wise? Production-wise in the NFL, more power to you. There are a lot of offenses that love those blocking tight ends, and he is an above-average blocking tight end. But, yeah, it's got to be St. Brown.
I mean, in your regular fantasy league, you only need 12 functioning tight ends,
yeah.
and he is not one of them.
No,
He
exactly.
will not be one of them. I mean, you could go 24 if a bye week, but still not making that list.
Yeah, no, I don't think, yeah, you wouldn't be in the top 24.
It's like
Nope.
Tommy T, and then Dan Arnold's right behind him. Ricky Sills-Jones. I don't know. I make fun of every Arizona Cardinals tight end ever.
Damn.
Can move on to a sick tight end, though.
For sure.
Yeah.
This one hurt me, man. I'll just, yeah.
Fire month.
Yeah.
Fire month? Muth?
Firemouth.
Firemuth versus Jarrett Patterson, the Buffalo running back.
It was Fairmouth.
Fairmouth?
No,
I said Fryer, but
Fryer.
Firemouth, but I don't know.
Fear.
Moving on. What do you guys say? I'm just going to pass it on to you. Let you guys
Little
take
sad.
care of it.
I got Pat winning this.
Yeah.
But I got plenty to say about Patterson, man. Oh, wait, wrong Pat. Pat versus Pat. Patterson wins. Now Patterson loses. Yeah. This is incredible. So this guy's 5'6", and he's 195. So if you want to swap those numbers on Tutu Atwell, you might get a little closer to awesome here. But the guy had 1,800 yards and 19 touchdowns in 2019, and then he backed it up with 19 touchdowns in 6 games in 2020. And you know what's coming at you, and you can't stop it. The guy's unstoppable. I know he's small, and his receiving work didn't exist, but I think if someone is like, you know what, let's just see what he does. 6th round and give him the touches. Ball security wasn't really an issue for him. So I think he's worth the look, but he's not going to be. He's not. No, he's not. No.
So, yeah. So,
No.
I was already not high on him. I'm not a huge Scatback fan. Again, in fantasy. Because they get used in specific situations, which they're adept at doing, and then they kind of get forgotten about a lot of times, and then they'll randomly have a huge explosion of a game. But then when I did, if you want to go check out our running backs episode, when I did that deep dive into research and saw all those sub 200 guys just not producing. So now it's like, oh, cool. So he's even in that group. So he's a sub 200 guy.
195 roundup, man.
Hey, man. He's sub 200. And I think he's going up against the second best tight end in the league, or in the draft.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I want that tight end well over him. Like, Firemouth is a 2nd round pick. Patterson's like a 3rd, maybe after draft.
If you could do me a favor, out of respect for Jarrett, why don't you call him Scatterson?
Scatterson.
So if you're gonna
Scatterson that's wow. We need to hashtag Scatterson on that.
Jarrett Scatterson.
But no, I do think he could play a role in an offense, and there are guys that have shown up. Like maybe he turns into Austin Eckler, and at that point he'd be great. I don't think that's happening.
It's like a little bowling ball. Man.
Yeah.
I think that a
Boston
guy
Scott
like,
action.
yeah. I think if you find a really needy team, you put him on like Denver or something.
Yeah.
And just let him do something weird.
That's fair. I would have liked him to be a little faster too.
For sure.
4.64. If you
Yeah.
add
Talking
the
about his height?
0.05.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh, yeah. It's in centimeters.
But anyway, I think we're both in lockstep here with Freiermuth.
For sure.
I
feel like,
it's supposed to be.
No, I think Freiermuth is.
I think he's.
with that.
I think he's the pick there.
Yeah, sorry.
I know you got something else to say about Patterson.
No, man, I'm not.
Hashtag Scatterson.
Scatterson. I wonder which of the Patterson brothers was going to get drafted first. So his brother's a linebacker on Buffalo. He's a little bit larger. He's a pretty good player as well, though.
Probably him.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to go to the last
This should be
matchup
quick.
of the first round of the tournament. And this is Shi Smith, South Carolina, wide receiver, and Travis
Etienne.
Clemson running back. This shouldn't take too long, but go ahead, boys.
Yeah. I mean, the usage was consistent for Smith.
Yep.
And I really like his catches, man. He had some cool catches. I don't know if you caught any of that. I like his play style. But a lot of his stuff was underneath on the corners.
Yep.
And I feel like he doesn't have enough space to make those catches in the NFL. Like, they're not going to let him get away with that. He did not have a good touchdowns per reception number, which tells me that he's basically catching the ball and just getting knocked down. Yep. And like I said, I don't think those catches are catches in the NFL.
Yeah.
So.
He gets bullied off the ball a lot. Only caught 9 of 31 contested catches in his entire career.
Yikes.
Which is not good.
9.
And then you got Etienne, who is arguably the best running back in the entire class. This is
I haven't
nonsense.
heard much about him, but
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's kind of French or something. I don't know.
take him or leave him. At the end. He's from
Is
Louisiana.
that Italian?
Isn't he? Oh, dude, that's one thing we need to get out there is that I cannot accents, and any attempt will only offend
Everyone?
anybody. Yeah, they're like, was that at me or was I can't tell.
I don't care,
what
but we're
accent
both mad.
it was, right? I have effectively, just angered everyone. They're like, that was not an accent. So,
Well, I think that's it, though.
Yeah,
all good.
that wraps up the first round of the. Do we have a name for this? The
yeah, man, it's a rookie bracket.
rookie bracket. That wraps up the rookie bracket.
Radical rookie madness.
I like it.
Radical rookie. madness.
Rookie madness. So I think we're gonna kind of cut it off here. We're gonna say our goodbyes, and we're just gonna get right back to it. So if you need a review, just watch the next episode.
Yep. See you in 20 seconds.
See you in 20 seconds, because I know you're watching that next video.
Right
I
now.
know these guys got to go pee.
I do.
100%. All right, that's Rough Draft Research, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Peace.
Deuces.
Bye.